Hi, Samantha. Hello. Hi, Samantha. Hello.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Samantha Uncut, where I discuss celebrity news, hot topics, reality TV, and so much more. All commentary is alleged and in my opinion, and for entertainment purposes only. Hey, everyone. I hope you all are having an amazing morning, evening, or afternoon, wherever you are. I'm back with some breaking news regarding Real Housewives of Atlanta. Before we get into that, y'all know what to do. Make sure that you like, comment, and share this video. Don't forget to subscribe, and also don't forget to follow me on my social media platform at Samantha Uncut on Instagram and Samantha.uncut on TikTok. So let's get into this breaking news. I'm not sure if you guys heard by now, but Bravo is being sued by no other than Brit Eady. Brit Eady has launched a $20 million lawsuit against Bravo and its parent company, its production company, Truly. And we're going to talk about it. I have the exclusive court documents and I am going to talk about it because this is some crazy-ish. So yesterday I dropped a video where I talked about the seating chart that was released for the reunion because Bravo had their reunion taping yesterday, which was June 5th, and Brit Eady did not show up to the reunion. Brit Eady then went on to her social media to post about the reason why she did not show up for the reunion. She decided to skip out on the reunion, and she addressed the episode, the controversial episode where Kenya allegedly had posted some photos of her or released some explicit photos of her at her event opening. So yesterday, Britt had mentioned on her social media platform that the photo, the explicit photo was actually not of her. So initially, when the seating chart was released, Kenya had then posted on her X account where Kenya said that she was disappointed that she was not part of the reunion taping and that she is she's pleased to know that she takes full accountability for her actions and she deeply apologized to all those that were affected, including Brittany and the cast, the crew, the guests, the viewers, and she looks forward to being back on Bravo TV soon. So we took this as, you know what, like Kenya had made some, Kenya's probably in conversation with the network and she's returning back to Bravo soon, hopefully for the next season or for another show, who knows, but she made it clear that she was returning to Bravo. So we thought that, or I thought that this meant that, you know, everything was smoothing over and Britt not showing up to the reunion had to do with her not wanting to take accountability for the fact that, you know, she's performing poorly on the season currently, and she's not really giving us anything outside of the issues that she had with Kenya. And then she's just picking fights with other cast members and she's falling out with those cast members. So I initially thought that, you know, she did not show up to the reunion because she's giving us nothing for the season and she doesn't want to take accountability for the fact that she doesn't have anything to give. But in fact, she didn't show up to the reunion because Miss Brittany went down to the courthouse to file her lawsuit. Well, obviously, she didn't physically go there. She probably had her lawyer file the documents in New York because the documents were filed in New York Supreme Court. But before that, Britt had posted on her social media, her Instagram, where she addressed the controversial episode. And Britt posted this message. You can pause and read because I know it's probably a little bit small for you guys, but it says that, as everyone is now aware, I'm not attending the reunion. This was my decision. The events of this season have devastated me, and while I cannot say much right now, this should have been a clue for me to know that this girl is probably going to launch a lawsuit against Bravo when she said, while I cannot say much right now. But now I know why she said that. So she goes on to say, I do want to set the record straight about one thing: the graphic actual photo surrounding the events in episode 5. That photo was not me. As the episode makes clear, I did not see the photo at the time. Rather, I was made aware of the photo being presented at the event, and based on what I was told, assumed it was somehow a photo of me, which is why I reacted in the way that I did. I do not know who was in that photo, but upon seeing it for the first time recently, I now know it was not me. I look forward to seeking accountability and moving past this dark part of my life. So me thinking that, Brit saying that she is looking forward to seeking accountability, I thought that Brit, now that she knew that this photo was not of her, that she's going to make a public apology and, apologize for the way that she reacted and for how, she came at Kenya and how she literally had fans thinking that Kenya had done something so atrocious to her. And granted, Kenya did do something atrocious to her by even having those photos at her event. I'm not going to deny that. But the fact that fans thought that Kenya really released RP on her, I thought that she was going to make an apology for that. But no, her seeking accountability was seeking accountability from Bravo, from the network, because she went ahead and filed a $20 million lawsuit on the network, NBC Universal, and the production company, Truly Original. Brit Eady, in my opinion, is trying to get paid. And this to me seems like a huge money grab because actually, you know what? Pay her for her pain. It is what it is, because I was just like, girl, what? Are you serious? But now that I've taken a step back and I'm really thinking about it, this is what Bravo gets. Brit Eady should have never been casted on the show, period. Brit Eady should have been gone from the moment she threatened Kenya with a pow pow. She should have been gone from the show at that moment. It shouldn't have been Kenya that was released. But I feel like, in my opinion, the network wanted to get rid of Kenya, so they used this moment that happened at her salon to get rid of her and keep Brit. And now look, now they're in a $20 million lawsuit, and Brit has become a liability for the network. They chose to side with this girl, and now she has turned around and sued them. And that is what they deserve, because how dare you guys? Like, Brit, in my opinion, created all of this drama. She had issues with Kenya the moment the cameras started filming. And then now look, we are here where this girl is suing the network for $20 million. You had Andy and Cynthia going on like a press tour saying that, oh, Kenya did something wrong and Kenya, what Kenya did was so vile. And even the cast repeating information saying that, Kenya exposed a photo of Brit while she was underage. This all created this social media drama and this narrative that Kenya did something so egregious. And even Brittany herself was saying that the photo that was shown was given to Kenya by another person who is on another network, Ming Lee, allegedly. And all of this was played into her storyline. And then you had, Andy even on his radio show saying that what Kenya did was wrong and all of these things. And now you guys are being sued. So let's take a deep dive into this lawsuit, and I'm going to be reading the article that was posted by Urban Bell. Y'all know Urban Bell magazine. I love them because they always come with the facts. They check their sources and all of that. So I'm going to be reading their article posted where they said that the Real Housewives of Atlanta star Brit Eady's time with the show appears to be done. Previously, it was revealed that Brit declined to attend the reunion, and previously a seating chart from the RHOA reunion taping was revealed, and Britt was nowhere to be found. Kenya Moore also took to social media to apologize to Britt, the Roa cast, fans, and while expressing how she hopes to return to the network in the future. Well, Britt not only confirmed that she won't be attending the reunion, but she is also taking legal steps to rebuild her reputation. I love the fact that they said that she is taking steps to rebuild her reputation, because this is exactly what this girl is doing by launching this $20 million lawsuit. She is trying to rebuild her reputation. She's trying to get paid. She's trying to get money from the network. And that is why she's not necessarily suing Kenya, but she is suing the network. So in exclusive docs obtained by Urban Bell magazine, as you can see, these are the defendants. So she listed Truly Original LLC, which is the production company, Bravo Media LLC, the network, NBC Universal, which is the media company, and then you have Endemol Shine North America, they're the distribution company. So she has all these all four defendants listed in her claim that she is suing. So Kenya is not listed in the claim as a defendant, but she is listed as a part of her Britt's evidence. And as you can see, it was received on June 5th at the Supreme Court of the state of New York, County Court, and it's between Brittany Eady, who is the plaintiff, and the four defendants that I mentioned earlier. But what I also find interesting about this is that she also lists defendants Jane or John Doe 1 to 5. So does that mean that Britt is potentially seeking to maybe add other individuals as defendants to this lawsuit? Could it possibly be that she might be adding other cast members who were at the event, who kind of told her that the photo was of her? Like, who is the Jane or John Doe 1 to 5 that is listed here? I would love to know who that is, but the lawsuit states that the nature of this action is defamation, intentional infliction of emotional distress, false light, respondent superior, and actual harassment and hostile work environment in violation of the New York State human rights law and the New York City human rights law in regards to an incident occurring during a June 6, 2024 taping of the reality television show, The Real Housewives of Atlanta, and the subsequent production and airing of a RHOA episode on April 6, 2025. So a year later, guys, she is filing this lawsuit. So the lawsuit goes on to say, on June 6, 2024, at an event that was filmed for the production of Roa, on the show's one of the show's cast members willfully, intentionally, recklessly, and or with gross negligence made false, defamatory, harassing, and damaging statements regarding the plaintiff. Another cast member on the show in front of an audience of approximately 200 people. The cast member also displayed posters containing written false and defamatory statements regarding plaintiff and her occupation, as well as an explicit photograph depicting a woman engaged in graphic sexual conduct. The cast member falsely claimed that the photograph depicted is the plaintiff. The plaintiff was not present when the photograph was presented and did not see the explicit photograph until after these events were aired on Bravo nearly a year later, as addressed below. It says that attendees of the event took photographs, video, and audio recordings of the cast members' statements and circulated certain of them on social media sites, including Instagram and TikTok, and the statements were subsequently circulated by media outlets. The foregoing actions of the cast member at at issue were within the scope of the defendant's business and in furtherance of the defendant's business. So what Brit is saying, or her lawyer is saying here, in my opinion, is that what Kenya did happen at the workplace, and Bravo basically profited off of that event and what happened to Brit. So it's within their scope and it's within their business of what Kenya did. But now I also have a question for Britt, because you did threaten Kenya in her workplace as well, and you threatened her with a pow pow in her workplace. And not only that, you also made light to another threat when you went to Nashville, when you said that you brought locks to the trip in case anybody tried to get out of hand with you. So that is still within Bravo's scope and within their business. So does Kenya now have a lawsuit, or should Kenya file a lawsuit against you and the network as well? I don't know. I just got questions. But the lawsuit goes on to say that the defendants willfully, intentionally, recklessly, and or with gross negligence republished certain of the cast members' statements at issue. Specifically, the defendants willfully, intentionally, recklessly, and or with gross negligence produced, edited, and aired an episode of ROA on April 6, 2025 that included a footage of certain of the cast members' statements at issue, as well as commentary from other cast members that describe the photographs displayed. Further, the manner in which the episode was aired falsely yet unmistakably implied that the graphic actual photograph presented by the cast member depicted plaintiff. On information and belief, defendants knew that the photograph did not depict plaintiff, or at the least were reckless or grossly negligent in failing to learn that the photograph did not depict plaintiff. So what Brit is saying here, Bravo knew that the photograph that Kenya posted or showed was not her, but even in the event that they did not know it was her, they did not investigate to find out whether or not the photo was her, even though Andy has stated that the network completed an investigation. So which one is it? Did they not complete the investigation? Did they do an investigation and find that it was you? And then Kenya had the same questions when she did her confessional. She wanted to know what investigation was done and when was this investigation done. So what's happening? What's really the truth? It also says here, despite plaintiff's repeated requests prior to the airing of the episode at issue that defendants show her the photograph, defendants refused to do so. Now, my question is, why would the network refuse to provide her the copy of the photograph that was presented at Kenya's spa event if they had in fact done a full investigation and found that it was Brit? Why would they refuse to provide her a copy? And in that event, why would Brit not reach out to Kenya to find out where this photo came from? What was this photo that she put on that poster board or Bristol board or whatever? And also, I got a question for Portia, who stated that Kenya released underage photographs of Brit. So how would Portia know that these photographs are underage? Who would have told Portia that Kenya released underage photograph if in fact Brit did not see these photographs or know of these photographs? What is happening? Because there's certain things that are not adding up and I got questions. Brit's lawsuit continues to say that by them not providing her with a copy of the photograph, the defendants contributed to a hostile work environment for the plaintiff and actually the plaintiff by subjecting the plaintiff to unwelcome, offensive, and actual behavior and comments based on her gender by requiring her to continue working in an environment in which she had been subjected to a gendered attack, creating an inferior condition or privilege of employment because of her gender. Child, this lawyer is hitting on every legal term, every legal scope that he can find to make sure that this lawsuit sticks. Let's talk about what Brit is looking for in this lawsuit. So it says that the relief sought is as follows: the immediate removal of the episode from public access on all platforms, networks, and media outlets in the defendant's control. A public statement by defendants that the statements by the cast member and the depiction of those statements, including the impression that the explicit photograph depicted plaintiff, were false. C, a monetary award to be determined at trial entered against the defendants jointly and severely and or individually, as well as punitive damages entered against the defendants jointly and severely and or individually, and for the costs and fees of the proceeding, including legal fees, and for such other and further relief as the court deems fit and just. Should the defendants fail to appear herein, judgment will be entered by default for the sum of no less than $20 million with interest and the cost and fees of this action. I am so interested in seeing what happened with this lawsuit because this girl has leaned into this storyline, and to have this lawsuit come out now when things seem to not be going her way is truly amazing to me. And it is also a ha-ha moment for me because this is exactly what Bravo gets for siding with someone like this. Someone who threatened violence in the workplace, someone who is visibly on screen not getting along with her cast members and choosing to conflict with her cast members. This tickles me. It tickles me, but it also leaves me with a lot of questions because there are certain things that are not adding up to this whole lawsuit, and events leading up to this lawsuit are not adding up for me. So I guess we will see more once this lawsuit goes forward and Bravo and the network and their parent company Universal responds to this lawsuit, because I'm pretty sure they will be responding to the lawsuit, and I guess we will see what happens. But this is crazy to me that this girl will launch a $20 million lawsuit against Bravo, especially being that the photograph is not hers, or she's not the one in the photo, and she leaned into the storyline. She's never really, based on what I read, she hasn't asked Kenya about the photo, and on social media she admitted to someone else sending Kenya the photo. So it's like, girl, even after the episode aired, you still was like leaning into it, and even said that you lost your license because the insurance agency, they did an investigation. First you said you lost your license, and then later on when you were clocked by Angela, you then said that your license was suspended. And it's like, what's going on, Britt? What's going on? And this is why I'm glad that you're not returning to the season. I don't think you will ever return to Bravo, and I hope I don't see you on any other network, because this is just insane to me. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button, like and share, and I'll see you guys in my next video.